What if the scariest stories you've ever heard weren't made up for movies, but actually happened to real people? Tonight I'm telling you two true horror stories that investigators still can't explain. Cases so disturbing that even decades later no one has answers. If you're watching alone, grab a blanket and keep the lights on because these are 100% real. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's begin. February 1959, Nanyang. Experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, set off on a 200-mile ski trek across the frozen wilderness of Russia's Ural Mountains. They're fit, happy, well-equipped. The last photo anyone ever took of them shows the group laughing as they pitched their tent on the snowy slope of a mountain the local Mansi people call Dead Mountain. They call the peak Kolatsayakol, which translates to "don't go there." That night they eat dinner, write in their diaries, joke around, and go to sleep. Then something happens that makes all 9 of them rip their tent open from the inside and run, barefoot into minus 30-degree darkness. When the rescue team finally reaches the camp weeks later, they find something out of a nightmare. The tent is slashed from the inside. 9 sets of footprints lead 1.5 kilometers down the slope toward the tree line. Footprints made by people wearing only socks, a single shoe, or nothing at all. At the edge of the forest, they find the remains of a tiny fire and the first 2 bodies, Yuri Krivonishenko and Yuri Doroshenko. They're barefoot, wearing only underwear, hands burned from trying to keep a fire alive with bare branches. Between the fire and the tent, Igor Dyatlov, Zina Kolmogorova, and Rustam Slobodin are found posed almost as if they were trying to crawl back to the tent, all dead from hypothermia. But 4 more hikers are still missing. It takes 2 more months for the snow to melt enough to find them. Lyudmila Dubinina, Alexander Kolevatov, Nikolai Thibault-Brignol, and Semyon Zolotaryov are discovered in a ravine, buried under 4 meters of snow. Their injuries are horrific. Crushed skulls, shattered ribs, one woman missing her tongue and eyes with no sign of struggle. Strange orange skin, gray hair overnight on the older members, traces of radiation on their clothes. The last photo on their camera shows nothing but blurred lights in the night sky. The Soviet investigation closes the case with a single chilling sentence. Cause of death: an unknown compelling force which the hikers were not able to overcome. They renamed the mountain Dyatlov Pass, and to this day no one knows what that force was. Avalanche? No avalanche damage. Military test? Possible, but no records. Infrasound panic? Maybe, or something the Mansi warned them never to wake. Whatever it was, it made 9 healthy people run into certain death without coats or shoes. If you thought freezing to death in terror was the worst way to go, wait until you hear what happened on a quiet farm in Germany. March 31st, 1922. Hinterkaifeck, a small farmstead hidden in the forests of Bavaria. Andreas Gruber, 63, lives there with his wife Cecilia, their daughter Victoria, her 2 children, little Cecilia, age 7, and Joseph, age 2, and the family maid, Maria Baumgartner, who had only arrived that afternoon. For weeks, the family had been uneasy. Footprints led from the forest straight to the house, but none led away. Tools disappeared and reappeared. They heard footsteps in the attic every single night, directly above their bedrooms. The previous maid had quit 6 months earlier, screaming that the house was haunted. Andreas even found a Munich newspaper in the house that nobody subscribed to. That Friday evening, someone lured Andreas, his wife, their daughter Victoria, and little Cecilia into the barn one by one. Each was killed with a mattock, heavy pickaxe-like tool head smashed in, bodies stacked neatly like firewood under hay. The killer then went into the house, beat 2-year-old Joseph to death in his crib, and killed the new maid in her bedchamber. She never even had time to unpack. Neighbors noticed the farm was oddly quiet all weekend, yet smoke still rose from the chimney. The cattle had been fed. Meals had been eaten in the kitchen. Whoever did it stayed in the house for days, living among the corpses. When police finally arrived on April 4th, they found the family dog beaten nearly to death in its kennel and fresh food on the table. No footprints led away from the farm in any direction. The mattock was found cleaned and returned to its place. The killer was never caught. In 2007, students from the police academy in Fürstenfeldbruck claimed they finally discovered the murderer's identity while researching the case for a project. They refused to reveal the name, saying only that some truths are too evil to be spoken aloud, and that they would take the secret to their graves. 2 stories, 2 massacres. 0 answers. Dyatlov Pass and Hinterkaifeck remain officially unsolved almost a century later. Real people, real deaths, real nightmares. So tell me in the comments, which one terrified you more, and what do you think really happened? Drop your own creepy experiences below. Hit that like button if you're still breathing. Subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss another true horror story. Thanks for watching. And whatever you do tonight, don't listen too closely for footsteps in the attic. Sweet dreams.